in today's video. Looking for a place to sit, because it wouldn't be Indonesia if there was no argument about seats. Today's trip uses the same route as the Erlanger train a few videos back, but is the fastest to ply this route, only taking 8 hours and 10 minutes nowadays. This used to be around 9 hours for decades, but because of track improvements as well as better management in general, many train services have faster travel times and better connectivity nowadays. We will start this trip at Surabaya Pasar Turi station, and the train will bring us to Jakarta's Gambir station, which is smack down in the center of the city next to the National Monument, Monas, and government buildings. We will make short stops at Bojonegoro, Semarang Poncol, Pekalongan, and Cirebon today. That's only a few stations indeed. That's because this is an executive class train. Only after waking up and taking a shower, I noticed I don't have a window. I have no clue what the weather is outside. I only noticed that I have a heavy rain advisory. That doesn't sound good. It's just past 7 o'clock in the morning here in Surabaya, where it's not raining, but the weather is more of the same of yesterday. Cloudy skies, cool, and I guess the wind will pick up later today as well. We are slowly heading towards the train station. I don't drown in the mud. In 2 hours time, I'm going to take the train back to Jakarta's Gambir station, which today will be in the executive class and will take around 8 hours and 10 minutes. 30 or 40 minutes faster than when I last took this train over a year ago. And this train also has an onboard cook as well as onboard Wi-Fi. That's also new, so we are going to try that as well. For now, I'm going to walk around a bit. Something really funny here. So the railroad track here that actually runs straight to a building. Come through this building. I'm not even joking. Look at that. Wait a minute here. I just made a video about this. It was published just last week. So if you have missed it, just click on the card in the upper right of your screen, or find the link in the description below. It says advanced transportation information, but lanjutan in this case means ongoing. Different meaning there. There she is, or is it a he? Anyway, the Argo Bromo Anggrek train just pulled into Surabaya Pasar Turi station and we're about to board now. It's still about half an hour before departure, so no hurry to get seated just yet. I'm in carriage 1 today and choose seat number 13B, as it's kind of a throne seat. A single seat with window and aisle access. There are only 2 of those in each carriage, so book early if you want one. We just left Surabaya station for Jakarta's Gambir station. I have 8 hours and 9 minutes because we left 1 minute ago in this kind of throne seat. It's a single seat as opposed to the 2-2 configuration you see here. There's one at the front, 1A is a throne seat, and 13B is one. I'm going to take a rest for a little bit, and in an hour's time or so, once we are well into the rice fields, I'm going to make my way to the restaurant wagon, which looked way better from the outside already than the one I was in yesterday. I think it's time for me to have a short walk and make our way to the restoration wagon. I'll show you in front first, because in front there's only one carriage, which is the luxury, which is the first class, to put it that way. First class is a one configuration. I had a video of that. I took this train back in the day. It was still running almost 9 hours for a single trip. Oh, it's more quiet here. Way more quiet. Looks way better than the one yesterday. Look, I can have a seat here. I have fried chicken and rice. I haven't had that before on this train, so they have diversified, which is, I guess, a good thing. Rice feels warm, nice. The rice is still steaming hot. Nice. This restoration restaurant wagon is way better than the one we saw yesterday on the Erlangga train, as that's an economy class train, and this is an executive class. There's seating, there's 5 tables for 4 people, seats 20, and there is a bar which has a few food items. I saw fresh eggs. And they have fresh drinks like tea and coffee, of course. Of course, the views are stunning, as you might expect from Indonesia. Yeah, a visit to the toilet is also included, of course. As it's an executive class train, the toilet is clean and doesn't smell, even with the window closed, as it was when I entered. Most executive class trains do now have separated male and female toilets. This is possible as these carriages have 2 toilets. So it's as easy as tacking a sticker near a door, and that's about it, I assume. I didn't enter the female toilets. And I even have a real piece of greenery here. All the orchids you see in this train are also real. The toilet is also the only place in the train where you can easily open a window, albeit a small one, and stick a GoPro out of the window. This train has a maximum speed of 120 km per hour and will reach this on the long straight sections between Surabaya and Semarang, as well as around Cirebon and towards the west. Another improvement I noticed is that the bright white lights are turned off during travel. They were on early this morning at the station, and they are turned off now. I only noticed because outside it's getting really dark. That's probably a shitload of rain. Great improvement over what it used to be. Lights on or lights off, no choice in between. While we are slowly rolling into Semarang Tawang station, I want to run through the free Wi-Fi that's offered on this train. I tested this when in the middle of the rice paddies, and that's where you also expect it to work, not just in cities or at train stations. Unfortunately, my suspicions were confirmed. When we were just approaching Semarang Tawang station, I was able to connect and opened up YouTube app, but only a short while later the connection seemed to have dropped. I did some speed tests, which confirmed there was a connection, but it wasn't fast nor stable. Back to Semarang now. Both the stations of Semarang Poncol and Semarang Tawang are located almost at sea level, and the area has been slowly sinking ever since the Dutch colonial time. So they are working hard to protect the city with building some kind of a seawall that will also allow for a toll road to be constructed around the northwestern part of the city. We only have a short stop here at Semarang as we need to keep our schedule. This is not a big problem as we are the main train on this route. So other trains will actually wait for us if it's needed. How nice is that? This is the station of Tegal, which means we are rapidly closing in on the city of Cirebon, where we will stop for a short while. This train is way faster than the train we had earlier, the Erlangga train. Also the fact that the economy class Erlangga train does stop more frequent. It also stops longer to let faster trains like this one pass. It's just that those waits make your journey pretty long, and I think a part of the boring factor also comes from that fact that it just adds up so much and you're stuck with so many people. It's just, you can't do really much. In this train I don't feel bored. I still have a window. I can just watch other people. I can walk up and down the train quite easily, and I can even go to the restoration. Also the restaurant wagon 4 cars back. It's easy to reach, and it's a nice place to sit actually, just to have a drink or have a snack and just sit and do nothing or play with your phone or whatever you're doing. The one yesterday didn't have that. It was quite hurried. You had to move quickly because other passengers also wanted to eat. So you have two problems: less space and much more passengers. Altogether, this is a way more experience, Altogether, this is a way more pleasant experience. Of course, this ticket is 6 times more expensive than the one I had previously. You pay for what you get, that's clear. They just turned on the lights because we're slowly approaching the city of Bekasi. And this is the amount of light you would have few years back, 24 hours a day. And for the first time ever, we are going to do a trip rating. First, ease of booking. It's pretty easy to get train tickets in Indonesia, but if you use the native app from the Indonesian railroad company, you will have very limited payment options. You can also book tickets on Indonesian travel sites. They have a much wider variety of payment options. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Level of comfort. Nothing to complain about really, but during the pandemic there are no blankets and pillows. Hopefully they return as soon as possible for that additional comfort of traveling by executive train. 4 out of 5 stars. Time traveled. This is the fastest train on this route, also the fastest land transport option. Buses take much longer. The trip is also downtown to downtown, so no hassle. 4 out of 5 stars. Food options. Here is where it goes wrong. These were very limited with a choice of 2 meals. And a cook that only seemed to have a tray of eggs. Drink choices were also very limited. I expected much more of the concept onboard cook. 1.5 out of 5 stars here. Price. This executive class train is comparable to a plane ticket on the same route, where bus tickets are normally cheaper, but they don't run on rails. 4 out of 5 stars. Altogether, this trip gets 17 out of a possible 25 stars, only if the food was better. Most likely there will be a porter trying to open the store. There they are. That's it for this trip. From this very green station here in central Jakarta, this is Gambir station, where the passengers are finding their way out. I'm going to walk to my train station because there's no connections here, and I'll catch you in probably a future video.